It is not gamey at all. None. No gaminess at all. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good. You guys have to try it.
Hello YouTube family, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jerry and I'm living the Newcomb life. Today, Dawn and I have had a long day of just doing regular house chores, cleaning up and all that sort of stuff. Kind of lost track of time. It's a little late, so now we have to make dinner. One of the things that we like to do in a crunch is to prepare our tenderloin venison steaks. They thaw out really fast, they cook really fast, and they are absolutely delicious. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some tenderloin venison steaks that my daughter harvested about 2.5 years ago, and we sealed them up in a food saver bag. Food saver says that it'll last about 2.5 to 3 years, so we're right on that mark. So in order to get the maximum life out of our food saver bags, I double seal my bags. I actually did a video on that, so if you want to check that out, make sure that you do. I'll leave a link at the end of this video so that you can check that out. It really extends the life of your bags. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this bag. It's better to cook your venison when it's not as wet, so I'm going to rinse off each steak, put it on some paper towels so that they'll dry. Get my skillet warming up with butter and show you guys how we eat this and how fast that it cooks. So stand by. So basically what this does is, I know a lot of people talk about the gamey taste of venison, and the way that I process my venison, it has absolutely no gamey taste whatsoever. One of these days I am going to make a video on how I do that, but another added way that you can do that in this case right here is you just kind of rinse off whatever blood that might be left over and put it on your paper towels here so that it'll dry. And I can guarantee that when we're done frying these up, there will be absolutely no gamey taste whatsoever. All right, so like I said, I'm going to cook it with butter. You don't really need a whole lot of butter. So this is just a quick, easy way that Dawn and I cook our venison tenderloin steaks. My twin brother Gary, he country fries his. So if you guys would like to see a video where Gary and I both cook our versions and we have a taste off, his country fried tenderloin venison and my pan fried venison, let me know. Leave a comment in the comments below. And if you guys want to, we will definitely make that happen. I would actually be very interested to see, out of all of our family members who are in on that taste test, which one that they would actually prefer. All right, so once I get my butter going, the only seasonings that I'm going to use is salt and a product called steak dust. Now, steak dust is basically pepper, but they put a little bit of whatever steak seasoning along with it, so it just gives it that little extra boost. And I'm going to be using pink Himalayan salt. That's it: butter, steak dust, and pink Himalayan salt. So venison cooks really fast. You have to watch it because it'll cook completely through before you even know it. And you don't want venison to overcook. You want it medium. My wife prefers it medium rare. I prefer it medium. So somewhere in that range, that's really when it tastes the best. So I'm just going to load up the pan here. And like I said, it's going to cook really fast. So this meat was frozen just a little bit ago. The easiest way to thaw this out is to keep it in the food saver bag, but run some water in your sink, like lukewarm water, put it in there, and it'll be thawed out like that. I think this thawed out in maybe 10, maybe 15 minutes max. All right, so I'm gonna add my Himalayan salt. All right, and now I'm going to add the steak dust. You can see how fast this is cooking. And so this is really what you want to use in place of your pepper, but it has a real good steak flavor to it. So as the pores open up on that venison, you can see how the salt and that steak dust is really soaking down in there. Now I'm going to add my Himalayan salt on this side. And the steak dust. So venison cooks really fast. You can see this is probably almost done now. The way that I judge my venison when I do it is when you turn it over, if you can see any blood coming through whatsoever, then I tend to leave it on just a little bit longer, and I don't really know how to time it or give you like an actual gauge. I've just been doing this for so long that I know what it looks like when it's ready. But I generally will only turn them a total of 3 times to give it ample time to cook on each side. And just to be sure, what I always do is I'll take probably the biggest one and cut it in half just to make sure that it has cooked totally through. And the best time to eat this is right out of the skillet. So I'm going to show you how good that these taste right out of the skillet. All right, I'm going to get that large one off. and try it. So you can see that right there is just absolutely perfect. Dawn is over there licking her lips right now. She's behind the camera. That's perfect. All right, I gotta get the rest of these off so I can start the next batch. So the good thing about the second batch is you've already got a little bit of butter and steak dust down in there. So you just add a little bit of butter just to kind of get things rolling. All right, you can see it's rolling really fast. So I'm going to add my salt. And then the steak dust. So this time around you can be a little bit more sparing with your steak dust because, like I said, there's already steak dust, butter, and salt down in there. So you can see how they're really starting to kind of lift up on their own. They almost puff out like that. That's when you know that they're ready to turn. Plus, you can kind of see the steak in and of itself, where it's pretty much done halfway through. I know that you guys have heard us say this before, but I wish to God that you guys had smell-o-vision. It smells absolutely amazing. If somebody walked into our house right now, there's no way that they would know that venison is on the stovetop right now. There's literally no gamey smell, no gamey taste, no nothing. It tastes like meat. Now, venison does taste different than beef, like beef tastes different than pork, like pork tastes different than chicken, and like chicken tastes different than fish. So the consistency of venison is a little different. But the reason why you have that gamey taste is because, do I want to go into that? So the reason why people talk about that gamey taste when they talk about venison or any sort of wild game is because generally when any wild game is taken, it's shot in some sort of way, and as a result of that action, the animal will run. When the animal runs, it will it'll put blood into its meat and adrenaline. So the way that I process my meat, I actually draw all of that blood out, or as much as I can, to minimize that gamey taste. And the way that when I serve mine to people who swear that they've tried venison before and that they don't like it because of that gamey taste, when they try mine, the way that I fix it, they are amazed that it doesn't have that gamey taste. So if you guys would like to see how I process my venison next season, because this season is actually over, let me know in the comments section below. It's really easy to do. It just takes a few extra steps, but it's really worth it for times like this when all you want to do is just put something on the stove top, cook it real quick, and have a delicious meal. I'm going to add a little bit more salt. So this is almost finished now. I do have a question for you though. How do you guys prepare your venison? This is just one way that I do it. I've also done a video on my venison stew recipe. Check out that video when you guys get a chance. It's absolutely amazing, and I get rave reviews at hunting camp every year. People love it. In fact, they love it so much that I have to make that the very first day of deer camp so that everybody can enjoy it throughout the week. All right, so this is about done. I'm going to take off one of these larger pieces and cut it. I'll take this one right here. That seems to be the biggest one. So that looks to be about a little medium to medium rare, how Dawn likes it. So I think we need to do a taste test.
Did someone say taste test?
Here you go, Dawn. Try that.
Oh my God. That is so juicy and so good. It is amazing. Oh my gosh, you guys have to try this. It is not gamey at all. None. No gaminess at all. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good. You guys have to try it.
All right, guys, so that's just a real quick way that we do venison on the stovetop. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're up to date on all of our upcoming videos. And one of the best ways that you guys can help us is to share our videos on all of your social media platforms. But I hope you guys liked it, and we'll see you on the next one. There you go, Don. Try that.
Oh my God. That is so juicy and so good. It is amazing. Oh my gosh, you guys have to try this.